right now in this very moment is where all your potential lies. We spend so much time thinking about what happened in the past or what might happen in the future that we forget one crucial truth: today is the only moment you have power over. The past is already written. You can't change it. You can't go back and rewrite the mistakes, the regrets, the missed opportunities. But you know what? That's okay. Because the past is not where your future is made. The future is not here yet. It's unknown. It's uncertain. And it's in the hands of choices you make today. Every moment you let pass without action is a moment lost. A moment that could have been used to build, to grow, and to move you closer to your purpose. The power of today lies in its immediacy. There is no waiting. There is no tomorrow yet to arrive. You only have this moment to decide if you are going to act or if you are going to let it slip away. This is the reality today, is the one thing you can control. So many of us wait for the perfect opportunity, the perfect moment, or the perfect timing. But here's the thing: there is no such thing as the perfect time. The time to act is now. If you keep putting things off, you'll keep postponing your life. And before you know it, years have passed. Time waits for no one. Time doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your fears, your doubts, or your worries. It will keep moving forward, and it will leave you behind if you don't start today. And don't be mistaken, today doesn't mean waiting until the whole plan is figured out. It doesn't mean you have to know everything about the journey you're about to embark on. It means you have to step out right now, even if you don't have all the answers. The first step is the one that breaks the cycle of indecision. The first step moves you from the realm of dreaming into the realm of doing. The first step transforms the idea in your mind into reality. In fact, you might not even know exactly where you're going. But starting today gives you the momentum, the energy, the faith to keep moving one step at a time. You may not see the full path ahead, but that's okay. You don't need to. All you need to do is trust that the next step will reveal itself once you move forward. It's in the act of moving that the way opens up. Today is also where you can begin to break free from the limitations of yesterday. Many of us have been held captive by what happened in the past: mistakes, failures, or circumstances beyond our control. But let me tell you something: your past does not define your future. The power of today lies in your ability to rise above your past. No matter what happened before, today's a new opportunity to start fresh, to begin again, to move forward with a clean slate. Think about this: there are so many people who have achieved greatness not because they were special or perfect, but because they started. They didn't wait for everything to be perfect. They didn't wait until they felt ready. They just took that first step. Today is the same opportunity for you. What can you do today to move closer to your dreams? What is the one small action you can take, the one small decision that will change the course of your life? The power of today is also in its ability to give you perspective. You see, when you take action today, you start to shift your mindset. When you act, you stop dwelling on what's wrong, and you start to focus on what's right. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance and start seeing yourself as the creator of your own destiny. The more you take action today, the more you believe in the power that today holds. But here's the truth: tomorrow will always be a moving target. You can keep pushing things to tomorrow, but there will always be another tomorrow. Tomorrow is a moving line in the sand, a line that never stays in one place long enough for you to catch up. You keep telling yourself you'll start tomorrow, but before you know it, weeks, months, and years pass, and nothing has changed. That's why today is so powerful, because today is real. Today is tangible. Today is in your hands. It's the only time you truly control. So don't wait for the perfect conditions. Don't wait for everything to fall into place. Start today in whatever way you can and see how the universe begins to align itself with your actions. When you step out today, when you take that first step, you are declaring that you are ready. You are ready. You are declaring that you won't wait any longer for the ideal circumstances. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Today you have a choice. Today you can either keep waiting or you can step into your destiny. You can either remain where you are, stuck in the cycle of hesitation and fear, or you can begin the journey toward everything you've dreamed of. The choice is yours, and it begins now. Today is your chance to create momentum, to break the chains of procrastination, and to step boldly into the life that's waiting for you. Procrastination is the silent thief of time. It creeps in unnoticed, offering you promises of later tomorrow and soon, but all it really does is rob you of the precious moments that could have been used to build your future. It wears many faces: distraction, fear, doubt, and comfort, but no matter how it disguises itself, the truth is always the same. Procrastination keeps you from what you were meant to achieve. It creates a false sense of security, telling you that you have more time than you truly do. But in reality, time is slipping away, and every moment you wait is a moment you can never get back. Procrastination is a deadly habit, one that convinces you that tomorrow will somehow be better than today. It tells you that you can start your journey once you have more knowledge, once the circumstances are right, once you feel more prepared, or once everything aligns in a perfect way. It persuades you that you need more resources, more information, more experience, or more certainty. But what it's really doing is trapping you in a cycle of endless waiting and inaction. The truth is, if you keep waiting for perfect conditions, you'll wait your whole life. Each time you put off your dreams, your goals, or the work you're meant to do, you're only feeding the cycle of procrastination. It doesn't matter how small the task seems, the delay adds up. A day becomes a week becomes a month, and before you know it, years have passed, and you're no closer to where you want to be. The enemy of tomorrow is today's procrastination. Because when you refuse to act today, you push the future further out of your reach. What procrastination does is delay the inevitable. If you've got a dream, a vision, or a goal, the longer you put it off, the more you push your potential further away. It's not like your dreams are going to wait for you to catch up. They are constantly moving forward, waiting for you to catch up to them. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to start. Because procrastination compounds itself. It becomes easier to stay where you are in the comfort of inaction than to break free and begin. Procrastination tricks you into thinking you're safe where you are, that you're okay just as things are, but it's an illusion. You're not safe, you're not okay, you're just stuck. And the longer you stay stuck, the further you move from your true potential. This enemy doesn't just take your time, it erodes your confidence. The more you delay, the more you begin to doubt yourself. You start thinking, maybe I wasn't meant to do this. Maybe I don't have what it takes. Maybe I'll never be successful. Every time you hesitate, you reinforce those doubts. Procrastination convinces you that the task is too big, too hard, too overwhelming, and so you stay in a place of fear and uncertainty, waiting for the perfect moment to take action, which never comes. What procrastination also hides from you is the power of momentum. You might feel like you're stuck, but the truth is every single step you take forward, no matter how small, moves you closer to where you need to be. Momentum is a powerful force. Once you start moving, things begin to shift. It's like a snowball gaining speed as it rolls downhill. But if you're standing still, if you're waiting, if you're procrastinating, you're never going to experience the force of momentum. You will remain stagnant, and the world will continue to move around you while you stay in place. Procrastination also steals your creativity. The longer you wait to act, the more you begin to overthink. Your mind starts coming up with endless excuses, overcomplicating things and creating obstacles that don't even exist. What might have seemed like a simple task becomes overwhelming, and the more you think about it, the harder it becomes to begin. The enemy of procrastination works like a fog that clouds your vision, making the path forward seem unclear and impossible. But once you take that first step, the fog begins to clear and the way forward becomes much easier to see. Another dangerous lie that procrastination feeds you is the belief that you have time. It whispers, there's no need to act today. You can always do it tomorrow. You can always start later, but time, my friends, is finite. You do not have an unlimited supply of days, weeks, months, and years to make your dreams come true. Time is something you can never get back. The moment you waste today is gone forever. You can't turn back the clock. So when procrastination tells you that you have time to delay, it's lying to you. It's stealing your future one moment at a time. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that success will come later after you've done the research, after you've gotten all the certifications, after you've perfected your craft. But the truth is, you'll never be perfect. The moment of absolute readiness will never come. The stars will never perfectly align. There will always be challenges, uncertainties, and obstacles. But the only way to make progress is to begin. Procrastination will tell you that you need more time to get it right, but all you need to do is start. The rest will follow as you move forward. Procrastination also keeps you in a place of comfort. It's easy to stay where you are because you know it. It's safe. It's familiar. But let me tell you something, growth does not happen in comfort. Your potential is found in the unknown, in the challenges and the moments when you push yourself beyond your limits. But procrastination traps you in the safe, easy place where you never have to face the fear of failure, the discomfort of growth, or the risk of change. However, comfort is the enemy of progress. You cannot grow unless you are willing to step out of your comfort zone and face the discomfort of starting something new. Lastly, procrastination affects not only your dreams, but also the lives of those around you. There are people who need you to step into your purpose. There are people waiting for you to share your gifts, your talents, your ideas, and your vision. Your procrastination does not just affect you, it impacts those who could benefit from what you bring to the world. When you delay, you deny them the opportunity to experience the value you have to offer. Procrastination is the enemy of your tomorrow because it keeps you from building the life you deserve. It tells you that you have more time, that tomorrow will be better, but it's a lie. If you want to change your future, you must confront procrastination today, face it head on, and take the first step toward the life you were meant to live. Faith in its purest form is a powerful force of belief in something greater than what we can see, something that transcends our current circumstances and opens the door to possibility. But there is a common misconception that faith alone, without any action, is enough to transform our lives. People often talk about faith as if it's a magical power that will move mountains all on its own. But the truth is, faith without works is dead. Faith is not a passive belief, it is an active, living force that requires you to step out and take action, even when you don't see the whole picture. Having faith is not just about saying, I believe. It's about living in alignment with that belief, making decisions based on the trust you place in what you can't yet see. If your faith doesn't prompt you to act, to take steps toward your goal, then it's not truly faith, it's just a wish, a dream, a desire that will remain a thought in your head and nothing more. Faith demands action. It requires you to move, to make choices, to take risks, and to get uncomfortable. When we look at the great stories of faith throughout history, whether in the Bible, in the lives of innovators, or in the lives of those who have overcome great adversity, we see one common thread: they took action. Abraham had faith in God's promise that he would be the father of nations, but it wasn't enough to simply believe that promise. Abraham had to leave his home, step into the unknown, and trust that God would fulfill his word. His faith was proven through his obedience to act. He didn't wait for a sign, a voice from the sky, or a clear map. He trusted and moved forward, and through his works, his faith was made complete. Faith without works is an illusion. It is simply wishing for things to happen without any effort to make them happen. Too often we find ourselves in the trap of thinking that if we just believe hard enough, things will somehow change. But the truth is, faith is the starting point, but it is action that moves us closer to the manifestation of our dreams. God may have given you a vision. He may have placed a dream in your heart, but He is waiting for you to take the first step. Faith doesn't mean sitting back and waiting for things to happen. It means stepping out, even when it feels uncertain, even when the path isn't clear, knowing that your actions are the vehicle that will bring your faith to life. Imagine a person who believes they can build a business but never takes any steps toward it. They talk about their vision, they write down their goals, they pray for success, but they never get up and take action. What they have is not faith, it's a hope, a desire. Without the works to back it up, that faith is hollow. You cannot expect to reap a harvest without first planting seeds. You cannot expect to reach the summit without first taking the first step up the mountain. Faith without works is not only inactive, it can actually be detrimental to your progress. It creates a false sense of security. You may feel like you are moving forward because you believe in something, but if you don't take any concrete action toward it, you are not progressing. Faith without works can keep you stuck in a cycle of dreaming but never doing. You can talk about your goals for years, you can meditate on them, you can pray over them, but until you act on them, they remain just that, goals without substance. There's a powerful connection between faith and works that transforms your entire life. Faith is the seed, works are the water and the sunlight that cause that seed to grow. You can have the greatest vision in the world, but if you never water that vision with your actions, it will wither and die. The works you do today are the foundation for the faith you're trying to build. Every decision you make, every step you take, even the small ones, reinforce your belief. They prove that you believe in the possibility of what's ahead, even if you can't yet see the end result. This doesn't mean that works alone will get you everything you desire. There are plenty of people who work hard but never experience the breakthrough they desire. That's because their work lacks the fuel of faith. However, the flip side is just as true. Faith without works is a dead faith, a faith that will never move beyond intention. Without works, your faith is nothing more than a wish. It has no legs, no action, and no power. Works give faith its form and function. Without them, faith remains a potential, not a reality. In the book of James, we are told faith without works is dead. This is not a new concept. It is the very essence of how things are created in this world. From the beginning of time, God has shown us that He partners with us to bring His purposes to fruition. He may give us the vision, but it is our job to work toward it. When He told Noah to build the ark, He didn't just say, "I'm going to save you from the flood, don't worry." He gave Noah the blueprint, and Noah had to take action, piece by piece, hammer stroke by hammer stroke, building the ark with his own hands. It wasn't just Noah's belief that saved him, it was his willingness to work in accordance with his faith. Even in our own lives, we are called to partner with God in bringing about the fulfillment of our dreams. When we have faith in what God has promised us, it is not enough to sit and wait for it to happen. We must work, we must prepare, and we must take intentional steps forward, even if those steps feel small or insignificant. Faith doesn't give us an escape from hard work. It provides the strength to persevere in our work, knowing that our efforts are part of a greater plan. You see, the beauty of faith and works working together is that they reinforce each other. When you take action, you build confidence in your faith. The more you act on your beliefs, the more your faith grows. And the more you see that your actions are not in vain. It's a cycle of growth. Faith leads to works, and works strengthen faith. Without this synergy, you remain stuck, waiting for things to happen instead of making them happen. Faith without works is dead, but faith in motion is unstoppable. When you marry your belief with your actions, you create a powerful force that can move mountains, break barriers, and bring dreams into reality. And the best part is that you don't have to have everything figured out before you start. Your faith will guide you step by step, but you must take the first step. You must trust that your actions, fueled by faith, will bring you closer to the life you were meant to live. Fear of the unknown is one of the most paralyzing forces in our lives. It whispers in our ears, telling us to stay in the comfort of what we know, urging us to avoid what's uncertain, and convincing us that the risks of stepping into the unfamiliar are far too great. The unknown is vast, it's uncharted, and it feels like a dark abyss, a place where we have no control and no guarantee of what lies ahead. But here's the truth: the unknown is not something to fear, it is something to embrace, because it is the gateway to growth, opportunity, and transformation. For many of us, the fear of the unknown begins early in life. As children, we are often taught to stay within the lines, to stick to what's familiar and safe. We're conditioned to believe that if we can't predict the outcome, we shouldn't venture there. This mindset follows us into adulthood, and as we face the challenges of life, new careers, new relationships, new opportunities, we often let fear take the wheel, driving us to avoid the very things that could push us to our fullest potential. But avoiding the unknown doesn't lead to safety, it leads to stagnation. The fear of the unknown isn't just about fear of change, it's about the fear of uncertainty. We fear what we can't control, what we can't predict. It's the anxiety of what might happen if we step into new territory. The what ifs start to flood our minds. What if I fail? What if it doesn't work out? What if I'm not good enough? These what ifs hold so much power over us, and yet they're often rooted in nothing more than imagination. In reality, we have no idea what the future holds, but it is in this very uncertainty that our greatest potential lies. The fear of the unknown often keeps us trapped in our comfort zone, stuck in a place where nothing new happens. where growth is stunted and where possibilities are limited. We choose familiarity, even if it's uncomfortable, over the risk of the unfamiliar. We stay in jobs we dislike because we fear what might happen if we leave. We stay in relationships that no longer serve us because we fear being alone. We stay in our own limiting beliefs because we fear the unknown version of ourselves that might emerge if we truly step out and take a chance. The irony is, by avoiding the unknown, we often end up missing out on the very thing that could change our lives for the better. The reality is, the unknown is not the enemy, it is the blank canvas on which we can create a new masterpiece. The unknown is where our dreams are born. Think about all the successful people, the innovators, the creators, the leaders. None of them achieve greatness by playing it safe. Every breakthrough, every innovation, every success story begins with a leap into the unknown. They didn't have all the answers. They didn't know exactly what would happen, but they had the courage to take that first step despite the fear. It was in stepping into the unknown that they discovered new opportunities, new pathways, and new aspects of themselves. Overcoming the fear of the unknown requires a shift in perspective. Instead of seeing the unknown as a dangerous, dark place, we need to start seeing it as a place of possibility. The unknown is where new lessons are learned, new skills are developed, and new horizons are discovered. Every time we step into the unknown, we expose ourselves to a world of possibilities that we could never have imagined if we had stayed in our comfortable, predictable lives. Growth does not happen in the comfort zone. It happens when we step out of what's familiar and venture into the realm of uncertainty. Fear at its core is often a response to a perceived threat, something that hasn't even happened yet. Our minds tend to catastrophize, imagining the worst possible outcome without any evidence to support it. But the truth is, the vast majority of the things we fear never happen. The fear of the unknown is based on what ifs, and those what ifs are rarely grounded in reality. They are projections of our insecurities, our past failures, and our doubts. But the unknown doesn't have to be a place of doom and gloom. It's simply a place we have not yet explored. And the only way to truly discover what's there is to step forward with courage and curiosity. So how do we overcome this fear? The first step is to acknowledge it. Fear thrives in the shadows, in the silence of denial, and in the stories we tell ourselves about what might happen. When we bring it into the light, we begin to see it for what it really is, an obstacle in our minds that is holding us back from greatness. Once we acknowledge the fear, we can confront it, question it, and challenge it. We need to ask ourselves, what am I really afraid of? Often when we dig deep, we realize that the thing we fear isn't as threatening as it seemed at first. The second step is to replace fear with curiosity. Instead of focusing on the worst case scenario, ask yourself, what could I learn from this? What new possibilities could emerge if I step into the unknown? When we view the unknown as a place of learning and discovery, we begin to see it not as a threat, but as an exciting adventure. Curiosity shifts our mindset from fear to possibility. It allows us to approach the unknown with a sense of openness and wonder rather than trepidation. Another powerful tool in overcoming the fear of the unknown is taking small steps. Often the idea of stepping into the unknown feels overwhelming because we think we have to make a huge leap all at once. But growth doesn't happen in giant leaps, it happens in small, incremental steps. Instead of focusing on the whole journey, focus on the next step. What is the smallest action you can take today that will move you forward into the unknown? It could be as simple as having a conversation, taking a class, sending an email, or making a decision. By breaking the unknown into smaller, manageable pieces, you take away some of the pressure and make it easier to move forward. It's also important to remember that failure is not the end. Fear of failure is often at the root of our fear of the unknown. We fear what might happen if we take a risk and it doesn't work out. But failure is not something to be feared, it is something to be embraced as a valuable lesson. Every failure brings us one step closer to success. Failure provides feedback, it shows us where we need to grow, and it reveals new paths that we might not have considered before. When we redefine failure as a part of the journey rather than a permanent setback, we take away its power to paralyze us. Finally, overcoming the fear of the unknown requires trust in yourself, trust in the process, and trust that whatever happens, you will be able to handle it. Trust that stepping into the unknown will lead you to exactly where you need to be, even if the path isn't immediately clear. Trust that every step you take, no matter how uncertain, is part of a greater journey of growth, discovery, and transformation. The fear of the unknown will always exist to some degree. It's a natural part of the human experience. But that doesn't mean we have to be controlled by it. The unknown is not something to avoid it. It's something to move toward with courage, curiosity, and faith. Only by stepping into the unknown will we uncover the limitless possibilities that lie ahead. How many times have we said to ourselves, I'll start tomorrow, or I'll do it when the time is right? We put off our dreams, our goals, and our ambitions with the false hope that there will be a better time, a more convenient moment, or the perfect set of circumstances in the future. But here's the harsh truth: tomorrow's a lie. The future is never guaranteed, and the time to act is now. There is no magic moment that will suddenly appear where everything aligns perfectly and makes it easier to take that first step. Tomorrow's always just out of reach, and if we keep waiting for it, we will end up looking back with regret at all the things we could have done, but never did. Tomorrow is an illusion, a concept created by our minds to comfort us. It's a lie we tell ourselves to avoid the discomfort of change, the fear of failure, or the anxiety of the unknown. But every time we say tomorrow, we are only pushing the possibility of success further away. We're convincing ourselves that we have time, that we have the luxury to wait, but the truth is, we don't know what tomorrow will bring. The future is not promised, and the only real power we have is in the present. Think about it. Everything you need to create the life you want is available to you today. The resources, the opportunities, the relationships, and the potential, all of it is within your reach right now. The only thing that stands between you and your future is the decision to act today. When we keep putting things off for tomorrow, we miss out on the power of now. Today is the only day that matters, and when you seize today, you take the first step toward the life you want. There is a natural tendency to romanticize the future, to believe that someday, somehow, things will be different. We think once I have more money, once I'm in a better place, once I have more experience, then I'll start. But this mindset is dangerous because it locks us into a cycle of waiting. It convinces us that we need more time, more resources, more certainty before we can make any real progress. But waiting for the right time is a trap. The perfect moment will never come because life is unpredictable and circumstances rarely align as we hope they will. Success is not about waiting for the stars to align. It's about creating your own alignment by taking action, no matter how imperfect it may seem. This idea that tomorrow holds the key to your destiny is a lie that keeps you stuck. If you continue to postpone your dreams and goals, you will look back one day and realize that life has passed you by. Every day you wait, you lose the opportunity to create the future you desire. The most successful people didn't wait for the perfect moment. They took action despite their fears, doubts, and uncertainties. They knew that tomorrow was always out of their control, but today is where they have the power to make things happen. Creating your destiny begins with the choices you make in the present. What you do today determines what your future will look like. If you keep saying tomorrow, you are forfeiting the opportunity to build your future now. The key to success is not about waiting for circumstances to improve or for inspiration to strike. It's about taking action today, even when the path ahead is unclear, and trusting that each step forward will bring you closer to your goal. We often believe that we will be more ready for something tomorrow. We think that we need more experience, more knowledge, or more resources before we can start. But the truth is, you don't need to be fully ready to begin. You don't have to wait until everything is perfect, because perfection will never come. The beauty of starting the day in the messiness and uncertainty is that you give yourself the chance to grow through the process. You learn, you adapt, and you evolve as you move forward, not as you wait. By stepping out and doing something today, no matter how small, you give yourself momentum that will carry you through the challenges and obstacles that will inevitably arise. Momentum is the key to making your dreams a reality, and it only comes through taking action now. The process of creating your destiny starts with deciding that today is the day to take control. You may not have everything you need right now, but you have enough to get started. Whether it's taking the first step in a new career, starting that side hustle, reaching out to someone you admire, or setting that first goal, each action you take today is a vote for the future you want to create. When you take action, you send a powerful message to the universe: I am ready. I am capable. I will make this happen. Waiting for tomorrow is also a form of self-sabotage. It's the voice inside that says, you're not good enough right now, or you're not prepared enough. But here's the truth: you are more than capable of making progress today. The only thing that holds you back is fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of rejection. But that fear is not a sign to stop, it's a sign to move forward. Fear is natural when we're doing something new or stepping into the unknown, but it should never dictate your actions. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's the decision to act despite the fear. When you say tomorrow, you delay the fulfillment of your purpose. You delay the impact you could have on the world and the legacy you want to create. Your actions today have a ripple effect that can change not only your life, but the lives of others as well. When you make the decision to act now, you open doors that lead to opportunities that you would never have encountered if you stayed in the land of tomorrow. The future is created by the choices you make today, and every decision you make today sets the foundation for the life you will have tomorrow. Every small step, every effort, every moment of action counts. It all adds up. The work you do today, even if it seems insignificant, is building the future you want. Tomorrow will always be just a concept until you make it a reality today. The key to success is not in the fantasy of a perfect future, but in the real, tangible work of today. The truth is, you are already on the path to creating your destiny, but you must take the first step. You must stop waiting for the perfect time and start making the time perfect with your actions. The power is in your hands today. Your destiny is not something that happens to you tomorrow. It is something you create today. In conclusion, the idea that tomorrow is the day when everything will fall into place is nothing but a lie, a convenient excuse to avoid the discomfort of taking action today. Tomorrow's not promised, and if we continue to wait for the perfect moment, we risk losing out on the opportunities that are right in front of us. The power to create your destiny lies in the choices you make today. Every small step you take now, no matter how imperfect, brings you closer to the life you've envisioned. Your future is shaped by what you do in this moment, not the next. So stop waiting for tomorrow. Take action now, trust in your ability, and know that today is the day that sets everything in motion. Your destiny is not a distant dream. It begins right here, right now, with the decisions you make today.